This video is a short tutorial I made showing how to make a custom timber pile foundation family. It goes through the setup and using shared parameters. Okay, so we're going to create a new family using a metric structural foundation family template. We're going to first go into our type properties or family types and annul some of the values just by putting in a 0 because I want to make my own unique ones. I want to go to the front elevation. I want to stretch the level line back because the reference plane is an important thing, not the level line. I then want to move the center left-right reference plane down, repin it, and this can then start to make up some reference planes for my timber pile foundation. I now want to put some dimensions for these reference planes. Once I've done that, I can then select some of the reference planes and either normalize the dimensions if I wanted to. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a shared parameter. In this case, the offset top. We're using shared parameters so that on successive families that we make up, we can swap them in and out inside Revit, and these values will stay the same. If we don't have them, the families will start to jump around. Okay, more shared parameters. This one's pile bottom cover. I can then go to a plan view and start to model up some of these elements using simple extrusions. I want to put a diameter dimension so that I can parameterize that. Putting diameter or width is not in there. So again, we want to go into our shared parameters file, grab the footing width, also want to make the square pile, turn some temporary dimensions into permanent dimensions, see if we've got the parameter in our list. No, we don't. We want to add a shared parameter. And then we then want to then dimension and equalize these values based on the reference planes. We can then again go back to one of our elevations, grab these extrusion objects and lock them to the reference planes. Go into our family types, make a new type name, in this case just anchor. We then want to go through and normalize some of these parameter settings to whatever we would typically get. That's looking more like a regular pile now. We've now got the option of seeing if we want to make any of these type parameters into instance parameters, or we want to move them around to sequence them in a more realistic order of how we would use them on a day-to-day. I still want to add some of these extrusion elements to a object style, a structural foundation, so I can manipulate some of the line work if need be. So I've made pile timber and I've made a footings object style. I then want to select the extrusion and change the subcategory to the newly created ones that I've done. I also want to add some of these elements or give them materials. Not worrying about making these a shed parameter at all. And the footing we're choosing to leave as the structural material. That's looking like what we see in plan really. Go back to our 3D view one. We want to save and lock the orientation. In this case I've changed it to consistent colors, and that will end up being the thumbnail view that we have in our library. Thanks for watching, and please leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you later.